Have you been using my toothbrush? Mine is the silver one.
Huh?
My toothbrush is a silver one.
Which one?
Have you been using the silver toothbrush?
No.
Your toothbrush is the blue one.
I've been using the blue one.
Why are you smiling?
I don't know.
The silver toothbrush was out of the toothbrush.
Yes! So the one that's been in the toothbrush that I've been using. I have.
I specifically remember coming to me, go, blue is for boys.
Huh?
I specifically remember coming to you saying, blue is for boys.
Yeah, but you also know I'm partially colorblind, so.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you not see the color blue?
Like blues, grays, purples, all kind of blend together. So sometimes if I don't like focus on it, they blend together.
Really?
Yep.
Blues, grays, and purples look the same?
No, they blend in sometimes. So I have, if I don't look at it directly, I'll sometimes they can mess with me.
Oh. What colors can you really see really well?
Huh?
What colors can you see really well? Red?
The color these nuts.
Stop. Red?
Yeah, it's a vibrant red.
I wonder if you've been trying to get me better ones. Yep. So that I don't get
What up, what up, what up? So they made some changes to the old Fury talent builds. Figured we'd go over today, talk about it a bit. Kind of put off on putting a video out Sunday because of the changes they're making. So they have done some stuff that's pretty interesting. I feel like for the most part they're all nerfs, but you guys can kind of be the deciding factor for all that stuff, so we'll talk about it first. That goes around with it. So pull up everything that they say they changed, and this is straight from MMO Champion. And we'll kind of build off that and see how it looks actually. So what they said were that the anger management, instead of every 25, every 20 rage you spend reduces the remaining cooldown and recklessness. So they also said that for Bladestorm is 4 seconds now. So they haven't implemented these changes yet, have they? Frothing costs 95 rage and increased damage done by 10%, haste by 5%. Yeah, so they reduced the haste that you get from Frothing, which kind of sucks, by 5%, and they kept the damage the same. They did say on Inner Rage, though, you go from 15% damage increase to 20%. They also said that Reckless Abandon generates 100 rage and lasts for 4 seconds. 4 seconds longer. And then Siegebreaker, they nerfed the damage modifier on that. So, supposedly they were going to make this a 4-second and reduce the damage that it does. Bladestorm, looks like it's 3.1 seconds. Could be stacked with haste. They nerfed Frothing, so they took 5% haste. So far what they've done from the original build that we looked at to the build now is they've changed Fury Slash. Fury Slash does less damage and it does less haste now. So originally it was 9% haste, and now it's only 6% haste. And instead of doing 70% damage, you do 60% damage modifier. They also changed Frothing from being 10 and 10 to 10 and 5 now, which so you've net taken a 8% haste reduction on the 2 most important talents for this build, and they've reduced the damage Bladestorm does, but technically made it longer. The only upside is that you get an additional second of Recklessness with Reckless Abandon. So the only talent that they really changed or modified it for positive was Reckless Abandon. War Machine still, you get your auto attacks generate 10% more rage. Killing an enemy instantly generates 10 rage and increases your movement speed by 30% for 8 seconds. So you don't even get the haste buff from that anymore. Double time, still increase maximum number of charges. Pain and Victory, still get the victory rush from that basically, but it's not a victory rush anymore, it's just straight attack. Inner Rage, Raging Blows, cooldown is reduced by 1 second and damage increased by 20%. So now you've got the choice. You can stack straight haste with it. You can stack straight haste and then you go Inner Rage builds, 20% increased damage from Raging Blow with a 1 second cooldown. Or do I do the 6% increase haste stacking 3 times? So on longer boss fights, I guess you have to see a 20% increase. So what's my Raging Blow do right now? So it does 1556. So if I do Inner Rage, it would go at 1867. So Fury Slash 6 second, Inner Rage 5.4 seconds. So it's a little less than a second change actually. Right, 6.2. $5.4. And then Frothing, let's see, Carnage Rampage costs 10 less rage and deals 50% increased damage.
Like how? How?
Let's see if they change anything else. So I don't have to. So it seems like they made a little bit more remedial, and it does less damage now.
I can see shields.
So we're gonna try the Inner Rage build just to see how fluid it goes for the moment. just to try it out. I don't know if I really like losing the haste, but since I've already got high haste because of my current gear, this shouldn't be a problem. So let's queue for a couple dungeons here. And we'll go knock out some quests, I suppose. We'll go do all that good stuff.
What, we're splitting up? Are you guys around nowhere? Americans around nowhere?
Sorry, the doggo was eating cardboard. So overall, just kind of looking at it, they've on 2 iterations so far, they've already nerfed Fury Warriors pretty bad. Which it is what it is. People expected that to happen from the jump in that regard, so it'd be good. I think they need to be tuned back a little bit. I think it'd be a little crazy to say that 80% haste uptime that you could have was a little silly. But I also don't say or agree with the fact that it needed to be nerfed that bad. So we'll see how it kind of plays out. Obviously, doing more damage with that, you're gonna have a little bit more kill time with it, but you'll still have less. You'll be doing less with war, I guess, is the idea. So one thing I did want to talk about, and I'll be talking about it more. I'm actually going to be doing a video that covers all that stuff. Your traditional things you should be doing before the expansion, and touch on some topics too, like what things you guys can kind of look at in regards to doing before the expansion ends. So that'd be exciting. It'll be my first one of those videos, and I want to see how it kind of goes from there. So I'm actually really excited to do some of that stuff. So we're gonna knock out some of the Xanalog quests until I can keep this dungeon. We'll do 2 or 3 runs as Inner Rage build, and then we'll try Fury Slash build. I do kind of want to try instead of Bladestorm running something else like Dragon Roar. But I don't know if it's going to be the top tier damaging talent that I want to use currently. So we're going to play with it a little bit. We're going to go through some stuff and see what we like most. So aside from that, I'm pretty excited. I don't know about everyone else, but I'm extremely excited for this expansion.
Gold Ewan!
Good job, babe. Try that. Let's see if we can find that. So you can still have 70% haste uptime, long as you can stay enraged. So I think Frothing's still gonna be the way to go, even with the nerf. Gotta take that down. And then we'll go from there. I don't want to sell everything just yet, so. Point. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Woo. Oh yeah, they nerfed the crit chance that you get on some of your armor as well. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but they did. It's kind of unfortunate that they didn't keep in the haste build that they had. I feel like that would have been like a viable PvP spec. Like a lot more viable than what it currently is. Because at least it play like a demon hunter in the regards that you have to actually combo and keep the uptime of your attack going instead of just waiting for cooldowns. We'll see how it all kind of plays out though at 120. I have a feeling it's gonna boil down to gear again. How you set up your gear. Gotta change my mind since I'm not using Fury Slash right now. Let's see. Come on, dry firewood. Hello. Point. And now we got the wood. As long as you kept that heal active, you'd be alright. Fury's gonna be really easy to level with, as long as you go into it with a little bit of gear, which is actually pretty nice. So, where's the message? Interesting, I can't find the message. I think it's down below. There's the new dino mount. See if we can get this rolling. Hello. Uh-oh. kind of disappointed too. They talked about the Blood Fury allied races. That would have been exciting if it were true. Well, a little counterproductive to the lore, considering you're fighting the Blood Fury for a good portion of the questing. So I feel like if you run super high haste, you could still run Fury Slash build, and you have a really high uptime on bosses, which I feel like would ultimately be better. Now, if you decided to run your Raging Blow build, you want to stack Mastery Haste. And if you do Fury Slash, you want to run Haste Mastery. Just simply because the more you swing and the more you get your Rampage up, the more times you're going to have your Frothing up, which means your haste will be up another 5%. So you'll ultimately be at 70 to 80% haste for most of the fight, as long as you keep up the Fury Slash and everything else if you run the build. And then whatever you do over that, just push over into Mastery. And it seems like a really viable option currently. Yeah, completing quests. Love to complete quests. Let's go punish some bad boys. Have a little bit of fun with this. Boom shakalaka. Ooh. Is this the snake dungeon? Yeah, we're gonna turn on sound for this, fellas. Yeah, this is typical Seth with this. I've actually really enjoyed this dungeon. So same thing like before. I'm gonna call out the DPS on the bosses, and we've got a prop pally, rep paladin, Ellie shaman, and a resto druid. Looks like. So.
Chill.
So the rep paladin did 4.4. What's that? That can't be right. 4.4. The prop pally did 3.2, and I did 2.8 on that one. So it's pretty noticeable, the frothing change, not having the haste uptime. Oh man. It's like they undertune warriors a little bit. I guess we'll see.
I must get closer. I need to target something first.
There we go. Okay.
It is not ready yet. I do not have a target. I must get closer. I need to target something first.
We just hear that.
I require a target.
Following the diva.
So did 2.5, the Rep Pally did 1.4, Prop Pally did 179. So wasn't super significant. It was still higher than everyone else by a large margin, but
Deeper left, deeper left.
I wouldn't say it was significant enough to be a good determining factor there. We'll see on this next boss.
Too far away. I'm out of range. I must get closer.
Let's see.
Out of range. I do not have a target.
Here's the real test.
I don't even know. There's just no way.
So on that fight, I did 7.6, the Rep Pally did 4.9, and the Prop Pally did 3.1, and Nelly Sham did 2.1.
Get to the work. Deeper down, deeper down.
That was using Pre-Pot and Umbral Moonglaves as well.
healer down. 2 healers down. Where is everyone? Get on point. Oh no! You! Han's on point.
So why can't I pick it up? Oh. It feels good. Honestly, Arms is in a really good spot right now. And I feel like I feel like it's in a better spot than Fury is with the most recent updates. They did a little damage reduction to our Warriors overall, specifically with Bladestorm. Fury, they changed our Haste setup, so they gave us, I figured the math, it was a 8% Haste nerf that came with it, but Arms is a pretty good spot. You can look at the most recent changes on the Arms build too on MMO. I haven't tested it because it's the first day I've played with the most recent changes, but I'll probably end up doing something this weekend to kind of go over that stuff, just to make sure that they're done with all their changes. But no, Arms rotation right now is really good. It's arguably one of the better rotations right now because it's not so typecast to one rotation. Yeah, so I got a Survival Hunter to 120, and I absolutely adore the changes they've made to it. It's so awesome what they've done with Survival Hunters to make them more viable. On the earlier builds, they nerfed their damage quite a bit because of how their Serpent Sting build was going. But I don't know if they've implemented the change or not, but they are adding another ability for you to do better AoE damage, so you're not stuck doing just the one rotation for it. So Survival Hunters are really good. They're not the best DPS of the class, but they do a ton of damage, and they've got a lot of utility that they didn't have before. You can also turn them from melee to ranged with a few different talents. So it's crazy how much they've changed it to be more like a real hunter in that regard. So BM's still really strong. Marks is kind of not as strong as it was in Legion, so BM still is a stronger spec right now. But Survival's insanely cool. Let's see if they want to queue for another one. Nope. Okay, cool. So here, I'll hop on my hunter real quick. I'll show you. It's pretty exciting. As long as you have a little bit of gear going into it, the first 3 or 4 levels will be pretty quick. I know with Mythic and Heroic Titan Forge gear, I've got quite a bit. So let's see. Let's go to the Hunter. I'll just go over the talents real quick with the Hunter, and then I'm gonna go back to my Warrior since I wanted to play more of him tonight. But I'll show you kind of what I was talking about. Good buds. Good buds. Oh, hello, Forefronts. So what they've done, Survival. So the build that I've currently been going is, so Raptor Strike has a chance to make your next Serpent Sting cost no focus and deal an additional 300% initial damage. So that's basically hitting off the dot. Hydra's Bite, Serpent Sting fires arrows at 2 additional enemies near your target, and its damage over time is increased by 10%. And then you go with Kill Command, causes the target to bleed for 1676. and your pet gains 10% attack speed for every bleeding enemy within 12 yards. Born to be Wild reduces the cooldown of aspect of the eagle, aspect of the cheetah, and aspect of the turtle by 20%. Tip of Spirit Kill Command increases the damage of your next rapid strike by 15%, attack for 3 times. And then, of course, Wildfire Infusion. The most important one is Pheromone Bomb. Kill Command has a 100% chance to reset against targets coated with pheromones. So, what you do... Let's see, do I have it? No. There's the proc. Kill Command. Well, so they have Mongoose Bite, and I tried Mongoose Bite actually out for the first like 5 levels, and I come to find out that it doesn't work. So here's the best part though. So we're gonna pull a couple. Watch this. This is what I love most about this. So I'm gonna drop my Pheromone Bomb. Oh, oops. So it constantly resets. So you can have constant amount to it. So you can get three ticks in. So, and then of course the best part is you can turn with your coordinated assault. You can go ranged with your attacks, which make it really convenient to kind of kite things as well. So they've done a lot with it. It's very gear dependent. Higher levels, crit mastery or haste mastery, I feel like are the way to build with it currently. Yeah, everything's on GCD, which is a little frustrating. The GCD changes are a little frustrating, especially with the Hunter where you rotate through so many different spell cycles, you know. But it just is what it is. You know, your disengage isn't still, and of course your muzzle isn't. You know, so they've made a couple changes to it. But all in all, I've thoroughly enjoyed playing the Hunter up to this point, and I'll probably, I wasn't planning on maining the Hunter, but I'll probably make him my first like alt. I'll put my paladin on my tier 3 alt list for the moment, and I'll just play my warrior, the Hunter. I feel like, especially in the PvP side, there's gonna be a lot of viability with them. More so than ever because of the PvP talents that come with them. Like, you can redirect all the damage to your pet with one of the PvP talents, which makes them really good. In addition to some other stuff, so.
Exactly. So they had a McCree,
so,
and then they
there's some cool stuff going into it. It was a lot more than what I expected originally. So.
Not on attack.
But they've made it more smooth, so you don't have to do that like stupid rotation that you had to do currently with it, if that makes sense. Now that we got that out the way, let's Q. And they seem to do pretty well in regular heroics and mythics. Yeah, man. I'll be honest. I am a little disappointed in the changes that they made in Fury, but I do acknowledge the fact that the Fury build, as a Infamy, appreciate that follow, brother. The Fury build a week and a half ago was a little overpowered because you could sit there and you could have almost 100% haste without having lust or anything. Just from your natural abilities. A little overpowered. What do you play right now? Or what are you looking to main? What are you thinking about main? I guess I should ask. Hello. Where are my trolls at? That's a boy from Zulaman. Interesting. Never noticed that before.
I am out of range. I need to target something first. I must get closer. I do not have a target. I cannot attack that.
It's a good way to go. Survival may not be the best build for that then, but they're a lot more viable than what it currently is. And when I did the PvP on my hunter, I didn't have any problems killing people. You have so much gap closing abilities and so many gap creating abilities if you need to.
I must get closer. Too far away.
Yeah, so this warrior that I'm playing right now that I copied over was the first warrior I ever made when the game on day one of vanilla. So I kind of put him on the back burners for a couple years when I played my paladin and my DK, of course, when they came out. But I've always loved the warriors. And then I had a hunter on my other account that I got banned a long time ago for being stupid. Had the staff and the bow from the demon quest.
On point.
I need to target something first. I cannot attack that target. I cannot attack that.
They have 2 shields. We need more damage.
Do retarget. I do not have a target.
Boink boink.
May will not work.
Got him,
unless
I
we
cannot
get more
attack that
damage.
target. I cannot attack that.
And I like what they've done with the orc changes too. I don't know what race you play, but the upright orcs. There's some sexy looking
Push
fellas.
forward. You're the only one that can damage, so why are you not behind the shield?
I need to target something first. I cannot attack that target.
This fucking Junkrat just hides on that fucking wall. And then dies.
I do not have a target.
That I haven't read, but that might be something they're doing to increase for Zandalari trolls.
Let's get on point.
They haven't released the racials yet for them. Yeah, you and me both, brother. You know, my only objection is I've spent a lot of time collecting a lot of transmogs and stuff like that, and there's not a lot of races that can pull off good-looking horde sets. So if I don't change from Blood Elf, I'm probably going Magheart Orc.
Junkrat, be more aggressive. Right there.
I will inform Zeus. He will decide whether it is worthy of Rasta Khan's attention.
These little trolls are devious little guys. But the problem is if you go Magheart Orc, look how massive he looks on my mount.
If that Junkrat was behind our back lines again.
I don't know. I'm torn. Spent a lot of time looking at this character. I'd like to look prim and proper at least. Just try to change the transmog up a little bit.
May, can you get more damage?
Let's see.
May your foot find good trail.
Make him look like a real bruiser, shall we?
Break the shield, John, break
Hello.
the shield.
I will say this too. I feel like as happy as I am about how Zandalar's designed, I'm not happy because the Alliance get straight lines. Later, brother. Yeah. Alliance get straight lines and we get stairs. Lots of
Keep
stairs.
back from their spawn. We're gonna spawn right there, Reaper. Nope. We can hold them at the corner. Don't hold them over here. Stay close to the wall.
Nearly deals for a
Right
Point,
behind,
point.
right behind.
Right here.
Baskets and oh.
Run behind us. Yep.
Yeah, buddy.
We're just gonna stay close to the
You guys need to go outside? Is that what it is? Sure about that?
Watch out. Oh, Jackson's not a good choice.
Oh man.
I like to use Reaper.
He just dinked me in my twigs and berries. That kinda hurt. That kinda hurt. Oh yeah, we gotta go up.
Okay, fine. He dies right there.
Let's go talk to Zool.
Jump forward.
Stairs we go.
Go forward to the payloads. Come on. Payload move, doesn't move if we're on it. Come on.
Up top we go. Point. Boom shakalaka. Nope, gotta go down. Gotta go down for the next part.
Get back, Ashens, get back.
They say you have the heir of the throne. Zandalar forever.
They say you. Ooh, what do we have here? Back. Legs. Wrist. Tabard. Raids of the Cult, Pterodax. Practical staff. Practical staff.
I am busy on the payload.
And there we go.
Me. Just jumping on it. Just stop, okay?
Down we go. Down we go. Flying, it's gonna make this part so trivial. I'm already looking forward to it. I've really enjoyed the artwork so far that they've done in this place. They've gone a long ways to make sure this place looks freaking legit. Yeah, buddy. What's up, Scrax? How are you tonight? Not just an orc, but a Maghar orc. Upright Maghar orc. A proud champion of the Maghar and other things. Yeah, boy. A little sex monster. Mohawk and everything.
Do you need protection?
It's always good, man. Well, appreciate you stopping by. We just having a little bit of fun, talking about some of the Fury changes and all the good stuff going on. Oh, I guess you weren't supposed to charge it. Oops.
I am out of range.
You looking forward to BFA?
You guys are gonna get to pick whatever you want from the website anyway. It's Christmas! So I know you're not usually like a name brand chick, right? Yeah. But I figure since they're looking us up. The Mercedes. Oh no. Okay, open your eyes.
Well, so before they
Big bag.
oh my god, yeah. Well, you know, so a week and a half ago, they changed. They changed it because you could get baseline 80% haste with Fury slash build running with Frothing, and now they've changed it a little bit so you don't get nearly as much haste with it, which is a good thing. They nerfed it respectively, but I was hoping it would be still be strong enough for PvP, so I'm excited to see how it kind of fares. So how do I get there? On the other side, it looks like. Yeah, but I want a viable Fury spec for Arenas. That's what I want. I want this to be the expansion where they change the whole Fury expectation.
Name your lore, so I may name my lore list. I am listening.
I'm listening.
Require a target.
Got him, coach.
Do not have a target.
I don't think they ever will, to be honest with you. Looking at the way that they've done the Fury talents, let's see, where is it? There we go. I mean, looking at the Fury talents that they have, like Bloodthirst deals additional damage, hits target under 50% health, Spell Reflection, Execute now has 15-yard range, causing it. I mean, they haven't done anything to make it seem like they're trying to make it more viable. Like Disarm still there, Mastering Commander cooldown with commanding shot reduced by 2 minutes, Death Wish increased damage taken done by 5% increase for 15 seconds cost of 5% of your health, second 10 times. Increase the duration of your enrage by effect by 1 second, and your raging blow extend the duration of your enrage by 1.5 seconds. So like you're effectively a enhancement shaman with less CC. Yeah. So I hope they make some revisions to it. It seems a little dishonest, to be honest, that as a class developer, you don't see what's going on in the arenas. Yeah, well, no, I get a lot's changed. A lot's already changed in less than a week and a half of their warrior changes that they first released to make the class people to come back to the class because it was so abysmal at the start of alpha.
I need to target something first.
Class balance seems like an emotional roller coaster on these servers because one minute it's hot, next minute it's not. But I feel like they can't do much more to really nerf the class without completely taking away all the stuff that made it desirable to come back when they made the changes 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. So, but I am like you, brother. I'm excited. I am excited. I'm excited. And so far in dungeons and stuff, Fury has been the way to go.
Belongs to my master now. Soon, Zul will awaken.
Get on the point.
Then the
So we'll see.
Get to see them.
fire will rise again.
Far away. Protect the priestess. Let no one take it.
Yeah, man, appreciate you stopping by. And I definitely will.
Angie behind.
I do not have a target. I must get closer.
Just like objective time
I require a target.
with 0 deaths.
Servants of Yasma.
Get on point, get on point, get on point.
So did 5.2 on that. The second warrior did 1.9. The prot warrior did 1.9, and the boomkin did 1.7 on that. So it's a very easy. Oh shit! Oh, they've nerfed the fire a little bit too. Cool. Well, that's good to know, Genocide.
5 minutes on the objective.
What's up, little buddy? How are you?
I must get closer.
Left side jump.
It's good, man. Having a good night so far?
Sorry, right side.
I'm out of range.
Who's on the payload with me? Ryan's on the payload. Can someone come?
Far away. I do not have a
Heh? Who farted on your dick?
I am out of range. I need to target something first. Too far away.
Can we have our tanks on the payload, please?
It's an unfortunate thing, man.
No!
No, this is BFA dungeon.
I require a target.
This is Atoll Drazar. Drazar. I'll probably be playing it. I don't know if I'll be streaming it. I guess it just depends on how serious I get into it. Probably depending on what the guild wants to do. Hey, Genocide, appreciate that follow, brother. I feel like the competition for Classic is going to be even better than the competition for BFA, just in regards to guilds and stuff like that. But it'll be interesting to see people go back to a 40-man guild setup. I don't think they're going to do it, to be honest with you. I don't foresee that happening, to be honest with you.
I must get closer. I am out of range.
did 6.1 on that. The second warrior did 2.8, and the prop warrior did 1.9, and the boomkin did 1.6.
Make a worthy sacrifice.
Don't know if the boomkin knows how to play.
No!
Target building first.
Get the Rhine, get the Rhine, get the Rhine.
I am out of
Or use your ult.
What are you gonna end up playing? Genocide? Or do you think you will?
Look at me, Mercy. I need heals. Mercy.
You made it harder.
Mercy, I'm standing like right in front of you.
Still be drinking your blood.
I love when people drink my blood. It's so awesome.
Run, 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 run.
Keep me in combat, keep me in combat, keep me in combat. Let's go.
Come back, Marissa.
Oops, forgot to pre-pot.
Nice. I'll watch for the flank.
So did 6.7. Boomkin did 2.7. The other Fury Warrior did 1.9, and then the Prop Warrior did 1.6. So Fury's does pretty good in dungeons, so it's not too bad off doing the Raging Blow build instead of the Fury Slash, even with the haste reduction. But like I said, it's because I've got haste already. I think that's why it's doing so well.
You want to soar with the sword? Lotti's method is too grounded for my taste. I will call out the best spot.
Yeah, well, we can look. So we'll look real quick. So his. I mean, his Raging Blow was his 4th damaging ability. His Rampage, so his melee attack was his number 1. His Rampage was number 2. Execute was number 3, and then Raging Blow was number 4. My Raging Blow did 45,000. His did 11,000. Yeah, so I didn't look at his talents as comparison, but that probably has something to do with it too. But the fact that his melee attack was his number 1 ability is a little alarming. So it does, but it's such it. So I have tried Carnage, and until I hit 115, I'm probably not going to switch from Frothing because I get the Massacre as well with the Legendary. And then at 115 they get deactivated, so I can switch around. The reason why I like this so much, just so you know, is because but Frothing gives me 5% haste increase. So you get 5% haste increase plus the 10% damage increase as well. So long as I've got the haste cap for it, effectively I'll never be under 70% haste while I'm in combat. Now if I ever get out of combat, or if it's like a delayed fight or a phase fight where I lose that uptime on it, if I don't have the rage. But doing this way, not running Fury Slash because they nerfed it. They nerfed it by 3% and 10% damage. You run Inner Rage, which they buffed 10% in damage and with a 1 second cooldown. I can Raging Blow every couple seconds, and I still do a ton of damage to it. Clearly I haven't had a problem yet with the amount of... Oh shit, I forgot I'm supposed to be doing stuff.
A few years back, this whole land
Right. So the kicker is going to be once you hit 120 and everything kind of levels out, who's going to be the one standing still? If this is any indication, you're going to need to have about 30% haste. See, just by leveling, I've already dropped 5% haste. So once you get to 120, it's going to be super good depending on what you're doing in regards to what you do. But high mastery with high haste, I think is going to be the way to go. Just kind of how you build now, basically, instead of having to run the bloodbath build.
Something feels different. I sense a power resonating inside Zanchul. I will leave you with Lottie. Let her know the cause of all this trouble may lie within
Yeah.
Zanchul itself.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that. But Frothing, where it's currently at, I feel like is really strong, especially because they buffed Reckless Abandon, so your recklessness is, instead of 3 seconds, is 4 seconds longer. So there's the reason why. So the thought behind it is as long as you keep hitting things and you can constantly keep generating with your Reckless Abandon or with your recklessness, you're never going to be rage starved in a situation to where you can't keep your rampage up. As long as your rampage is constantly up, you're never going to lose your haste hit. Oh yeah, it's dirty. And fresh meats, honestly, they've buffed fresh meat so much. But before they nerfed it, it was 10% haste and 10% damage, with 9% from your Fury Slash stack. So you get a 19% flat increase plus enrage. You were doing 85% haste, 86% haste before you had lust. So you had lust, you were at 120% all in. 120% haste on a Fury Warrior. Bro. Since everything's tied to haste now with your cooldowns, like your execute and stuff, oh my god. It was so awesome. You could literally melt like packs of elite mobs instantly. Which is why they nerfed it. I get it. That's why they nerfed it. Not upset about it. And then of course the way they changed Impending Victory. I really like the change that they made in Impending Victory. It's nice to have that extra ability to kind of heal yourself, so you're not relying on your enraged regeneration. Yeah, it's strong, of course, and hopefully this is the last iteration because it's in a really good spot right now. But we'll see what Blizzard does come 1 or 2 more weeks of people releasing videos of how awesome Fury is. The only thing I'm waiting on is for them to buff the PvP talents.
Target something first.
So we'll see how it all kind of plays out, though. Yeah, it is. And Arms is still in a strong place too. I'd have some objection. If they nerf the damage anymore, I'd probably have an issue with it. If they nerf the haste a little bit more, I probably wouldn't have as much issue with it. But again, I'm not 120 on my warrior. As soon as I hit 120 on my hunter, it was a whole other story of what was going on. Because they once you hit that 120 mark, you depreciate so much in stats, the stat values.
I serve Baku, one of the oldest of the Lord.
Something first. That is law.
So. Yeah, I think at 110 I was at 29%.
I do not have a target.
It'll probably have the same breaking points as you currently do on your warrior. I wouldn't even worry about crit. I mean, crit. I don't think crit would have the same value that it does currently, and it's just because of how quickly you get your recklessness up and how quickly you're attacking. See, I mean, just crit, and I've got 22%, so not a significant amount.
Target something first.
You know, the one thing I haven't looked at actually is the one thing I probably should. Leave me alone. Stop it.
Too far away.
Where is it? Raids. Trinket. So, here are the trinkets that you're going to have available on the first raid tier. Your attacks have a chance to cause a void sector, instantly dealing 8,672 shadow damage split among all targets in cone in front of you. Probably affected by mastery. That's not bad. So AoE proc in front of you. Okay, cool. With strength. Strength does a lot now. It's a huge modifier. Syringe of the Bloodborne Infirmity. Equip, your attacks have a chance to cause wasting infection, dealing 3246 shadow damage over 12 seconds. Attacking an enemy suffering from wasting infection grants you 96% 96 critical strike for 6 seconds, stacking 5 times. Scythian, appreciate that follow, brother. That's pretty good. So there you go. There's your crit right there. So tier 1 raid trinket. There's your crit. 96 times 5. It's like 480 something. Vanquish Tendril of Goon. No strength on this, but versatility. Your spells and abilities have a chance to call forth a Vanquish Tendril of Goon to serve you for 20 seconds. Not really cool on the pets that you summon. Maybe it's good. I'm assuming Mastery will affect it just like everything else. And then Zalazek's Veiled Eye. Strength Trinket. Falling below 40% health grants you a shield that absorbs 50% of incoming damage up to 27,000. Total damage prevented lasts 20 seconds. May only occur once every 2 minutes. That's like a tanking trinket. Probably because I have all classes, all specs on there. So the 2 trinkets that you'd want are these 2, the cone and the crit damage. But let's look at Azeroth. Let's see what raids they have for trinkets. So Doom's Fury, increase your critical strike by 1200, decreasing by 205 every 3 seconds. There's another crit trinket for you. Gale Caller's Beak, increase your haste by 981 for 15 seconds, 2-minute cooldown. There's your haste, in case you're not haste capped. 2-minute cooldown, so you run it with your Recklessness. Recklessness has a 1.5 minute cooldown. And 981 haste, currently, so 485 equals 25%. So that's not bad. That'd be a good chunk of haste. You get a Mastery Trinket. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Hey, Mastery Trinket, which Mastery's really good. I don't know if people realize how strong Mastery is while enraged. And well, sure, at 111, but it'll be better at 120. If you run high enough to where you're constantly enraged, sure, but it's still 2 or 3% is quite a bit when you look at that. Woodland Credit, appreciate that follow, brother. But if you say constantly enraged, your mastery becomes so much more important to you. That's what I'm saying. It used to be where it was like you go 30% haste and then you stack a ton of mastery. It's going to be the exact same build except better because of how much mastery affects the output damage or the damage output that you have. So this one, 154 mastery, increases your strength by 785 for 12 seconds. That's a 1-minute cooldown. So effectively, my strength does more than any other attribute that I get. That's a good fucking trigger right there. Not of the Spiritual Fury. Mark my words, that's going to be best in slot for first rate tier. Versatility. This one, I feel like this is a tanking trinket. Or it might be DPS, because it's a lot of strength. So your attacks have a chance to grant you 1735 strength for 10 seconds. Yeah, so... Well, Woodland, just at the baseline right now, you're at 80% once everything's up. So once you can run at 2 different builds. So if you're on Fury Slash with that, you're at, we'll call it 78% haste right now. If you run, well, 83% haste, excuse me. If you run Frothing with Inner Rage, you're basically at 80% already with uptime. Here, I'll show you real quick on this, and then we'll look at that trinket. The other trinkets I was looking at, because that one was fucking good. Let me find something to hit.
I am out of range.
And long as you keep your haste up to that point, you're gonna infinitely be better on single even multi-target fights because of how the whirlwind works. So your fillers and Fury Slash anymore, it's just whirlwind. Which really, if you wanted to, you could run instead of Bladestorm, you could run a Meat Cleaver, which makes it even better. So Meat Cleaver now, whirlwind has a 10% chance to enrage you and generate an additional 1 rage per target hit up to 3 additional targets. So whenever you whirlwind, you basically have a chance of proccing a rage. So it's another output for that. So let me show you on this mob real quick once it spawns. We'll go back to looking at the trinket real quick. Oh yeah, so Kralok's Claw, 154 versatility, and you have a chance to get 1735 strength for 10 seconds. That's pretty freaking good. So okay, we're gonna go into this. No pre-pop. We're gonna enrage real quick. So 65% enraged at 111. So
Get something first.
that's still not bad. Now, if you're on Fury Slash, that'd be 6% to that, 65, so you'd be 71% at 111. Now, remember, as you get up closer to 120, this drops down, but at 110, you're close to 80%. So once you're at the haste cap of 30%, you're going to be at 80% with just frothing up. Okay, so trinkets. Kralok's, we like that one. That's pretty good. That'll probably be best in slot too. Prism of Dark Intensity. Your attacks have a chance to trigger Dark Intensity, increasing your strength by 230 every 3 seconds. Lasts 18 seconds. So 6 times. So 1300 strength. Subliminating Ice Shard. 236 strength. Increase your versatility by 1000 for 14 seconds. After 6 seconds, the effect decreases. So that's a tanking trinket. And versatility, damage, healing, yada yada yada. So best in slot trinket, calling right now, gonna be Gale Collars and Kralok's Claw. Just because of how often you swing, that thing's gonna proc a lot. Provided there's no internal cooldown on it, you're gonna be in a good spot.
Walk on the wild side.
Oh yeah, I didn't queue up, son of a bitch. And you know, I haven't been playing around with the racial at all. For, well, I don't want to say I haven't been. So, Ancestral Call.
Who are you talking to?
My viewers, love.
How many viewers?
We're talking about the warrior changes. So, versatility by 150. Still a decent amount of damage. What are you doing?
You good? Why can't I distract you from your stream?
You are distracted.
So?
Did you win your Overwatch games?
I'm positive. Like,
Allowed to mention my
I went below.
So you lost and then you won.
1900s.
Oh my gosh.
And then I went back to 2000. So I ended on a video.
That's good.
Make sure all the doors are locked before you come to bed, okay? You hear me?
Some more?
Make sure all the doors are locked before you come to bed.
Yes, love.
I don't even know who do that on a regular basis.
I know my mom wasn't when she was here. Yes, that's the better half. I tried to get her to play WoW and she didn't want to. She played
It's so boring.
She made a panda and called it Panda Ting, but it's spelled pandating. So she's a pandater, kind of like a pansexual. She does that a lot too.
I like sleeping. Sleeping's good.
Huh?
Sleeping is the best. I'm about to go to sleep, and it's gonna be the best.
Yeah, it lasted for a couple of days.
Look, you're not even playing. You just watch your character.
We're flying right now.
It's so boring.
We're flying right now. We're waiting.
That is why I don't like
We're
this
flying to the
game.
next spot. You just missed all the action.
Look at that. What a waste of time.
Says the girl who loses an Overwatch and has their rank go
At
down.
least it's productive. I've ended.
It's counterproductive because you lose rank when I don't play with you.
No. You play with me, and
But I'm
you
busy
still
playing.
lose rank.
I'm busy.
You know
I'm
why?
busy.
You know what? People at this level cool.
Who's platinum and who's silver?
I'm gold. Gold.
She understands the raid schedule though, so I can't be mad. I could be in a worse situation and she be like anti-raiding and all that stuff.
I did not mean that literally. I admire your passion. Go
There are some new mounts coming out too.
before the steps of desire.
Let's see. All right. Let's see if they're available.
We'll know with whom you have bargained.
Ooh. Look at that. I haven't looked at the mounts yet. I'm actually really excited to see some of the new mounts. That's pretty freaking cool. Broken Highland Mustang. Wish you could break it up by expansions. Conqueror Scythe Maul. That's pretty freaking cool.
Skies be my eyes.
So yeah, even if they have internal cooldown on it though, you're still going to be in a good position with that trinket. Even if it's only allowed to proc every 2 seconds to 3 seconds, you're still going to be in a good spot because you're going to be swinging so much it's not going to matter. So, I'm excited. I'm excited for the changes because the one thing I'm tired of is Bloodbath. I'm tired of Bloodbath. I'm tired of freaking having to get 100 rage to go into combat and not being able to use stuff in between it on stupid fights that make you interrupt your rotation for stupid stuff. Dang. It'll be exciting to see how the changes work out. If they don't make any more adjustments till then, what they're going to do to offset, like, not having... Well, I already know. I don't know. I'm set. So, how they change these will play a huge role in how Fury does in-game. Because right now, leveling, Blood Craze, having the 910 crit rating, and then being able to stack it twice, and getting 1820 crit rating, and then having your heal and all that stuff, it's insane how much you do.
Before King Rastakhan.
Cool.
Welcome to Zuldazar.
Yeah. So it's crazy. It's crazy how good it is. And the thing is that you can get a lot of your artifacts or a lot of your items early on. Like, I don't know if they really thought that one through, because if crit rating's all I need to be enraged, I'll never not be enraged.
Speak your business. Dichuka Zandala.
So I'm looking forward to it. I've been a little hesitant to break my sets just yet for it, because of all the extra damage you get. So if I get a couple Mythic Warforged, Titan Forge pieces, that'd be awesome. I really want to go. I want to go into the expansion with like 270, 280 gear level, and I just haven't been able to get any freaking drops for me. And of course, still using my swords, which they've deactivated. How unfortunate. Oh yeah, they've made more tweaks to the heroic leap too, so it's not as it has issue catching even on close to edges sometimes. I don't know if that's just that they've done away with how you land on pixels, but it's in a bad state right now. As if they couldn't do any more to heroic leaps. I would encourage you, especially if you guys plan on doing your warrior, if they have blacksmithing, to level it up. Because if you don't have the gear, you can make yourself like 325 gear pretty quick once you level it up. Provided they haven't changed that either. Yeah, buddy. Okay.
Hiding behind your masks. You're only buying time and not much of it.
Uh-oh, no load screen. Which one is it going to be? The Underrot. Well, that's promising. Dead people. Why can't I attack it? Well, that's weird. What's up, Sawyer? Yeah, we can do HFC. Probably not tonight, but we can do it sometime soon. So I did 5.4 on that, and the other Fury Warrior did 2.8, Warlock did 2.7, and the Monk did 2K. I know part of it's missing. I apologize for that. Whatever you do, yeah, I know his arms. I say it after every boss fight. What it was. Did I accidentally call him Fury? The other warrior, yeah, the other warrior's arms. For whatever reason, I can't seem to get my size correct with OBS. Yeah, I didn't mean to. Sorry, I'm sorry about that, bud. And so every time I make the adjustment, it'll freeze my screen on OBS on a certain game form. So, well, actually, I could. Hold on. We'll do it. We'll do it. Let's see which one is it. We'll do. There we go. There we go. Yeah, no, he's arms. And he doesn't like to interrupt either. Alright. Yeah, it's a setting in OBS. If I do desktop view where it'll view everything. It makes it look a little bit better instead of doing just on the actual selected item. But I like the actual selected item because then if I got something in the background, it's not popping up if I switch screens. You know, like my overabundance of gay porn. Battle Shout's back too. That's always nice. 10% attack power. It's amazing. So did 5.2 on that one. The Arms Warrior did 3.5. Destrolock did, Aflock did 2K, and then the Monk did 1.9. There we go.
Target something first.
I don't think this guy normally plays Warrior because he doesn't interrupt anything. Execute so dirty. It does. Because naturally people that care about rotation or care about how their class is played are typically going to do the smaller things like interrupting stuff. It's muscle memory at that point. Exactly right. Wow, we're getting trucked. This is boo-boo. That's right. Daddy's here for you, don't worry. Ain't nobody dying. Fury's in a really good spot. And I feel like it's provided they don't do anything too crazy. It's going to be pretty good going into the first raid too, anyways. And then they're going to nerf everything, or they're going to overbuff everyone else. That's how it works. I do feel like that the Magpie Orcs kind of got shafted on their Ancestral Call, because you get a lot of random stats with it, which sucks. Like, they don't even try to make it specific for melee or anything else. So I'm not too happy about that part, though. That's the only drawback to it, but they're nerfing the way they're changing the Blood Elf stuff. So I do so much damage, I'm taking threat off the monk, who's the tank. Just let you guys know. So in that fight, I did 6.6, the Warlock did 3.7, the Warrior did 2.8, and the Monk did 1.6. Later, brother. I think this will be my last dungeon for tonight. I'm going to be streaming more of the Fury Warrior this weekend. Probably going to do date night tomorrow. And then Friday, if I'm on, I may stream. But it'll be like Overwatch or retail. Doing some stuff. So we'll see. We'll see how that all plays out. And there we go.
I need to target something first.
Really hate these worms.
I must get closer.
We got it. Oh no. Don't infect me. cool looking chests. We want that. We want that. And we want that. Might have just oopsied there. Might have just oopsied.
Virulent specimen detected. Containment priority 1. Engaging final safeguard.
Shit.
Restore virulent source.
Well, I won't have recklessness going into this, unfortunately. But I won't start at 0 rage either, so. Hold on, hold on, hold on. You guys go outside in a second. Hold on. Stop, 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 stop. And so did 5.4, the other war did 3.2, the warlock did 3k, and then the monk did 1.5k. It's actually a fun fight, and I got the chest, nice. So I'm gonna leave this dungeon, and I'm gonna call it there, fellas. Appreciate all the follows, subs, and bit donors today. So you guys have a great night. I'll be on for sure Saturday night and Sunday. The other 2 days I schedule myself. Yeah, schedule outside 1 second. But if you guys want to stop by, swing by the YouTube, anything like that. I'm gonna be adding a video this weekend too. So I'm gonna try and knock out a lot of stuff. Yes. And come on. Stop. Thank you. So, you guys have a great night.